Good afternoon everyone. This is Sandeep Kaur. Today we are going to start poem 4, The Ball Poem by John Berryman. Let us start with the title of the poem. The Ball Poem. Here title it is very symbolic. Note down everyone. The title here is very symbolic. Right? Here ball is the symbol of so many things. When we see it from different perspectives, it will give us many signs, many meanings over it. Clear? Actually this poem is about a boy. A young boy, a child actually, right, who is playing with the ball. But poet, he is looking at him with some other perspective. Right? So ball poem, here ball signifies what? The things we lose in our life. For the child, see the character here is a boy. For a boy or a child, it can be his favorite toy. Right? But for the writer or the poet or the author, it is his loved ones. Clear? For people or for everyone, it can be your possessions or belongings. So when we read each and every line, each and every word of the poem, we'll find that this ball, it signifies the toy of a boy or of a child, lost loved ones of the poet, possessions and belongings of common people if we see this poem in general. Right? Actually, I'll tell you one fact about this behind this poem, that the writer or the poet John, he lost his father when he was just 11 years old. Clear? So through this poem he wants to convey a message or just sharing with the readers, or just he is giving an outlet to his emotions or feelings, that once we lose the things we are very fond of, right, it is very difficult to get them back. No doubt we can get or we can buy similar things, okay, but the sense of belongingness, the emotional attachment, the love, it is not as the same as it was with the earlier one thing. Clear or not clear? So this is all about title of the poem. Now comes your theme or message. See, this poem, it is giving us many themes. And the most common one and the most strongest one is that we should try to adjust in life. Right? If we lose something in life, it doesn't mean that life is over. Okay? We should face all the problems, all the difficulties with brave heart. We should try to adjust whatever we have, and we should understand this point that each and every person or each and everything, whether it is a living or non-living, they have a particular time period, and every relationship has a particular time period, whether the relationship is with the living things or the non-living things. After that, they'll have to we'll have to get separated. Clear? The means can be death or something else. Right? So we have to adjust with life, as change is the law of nature. Clear? Nothing is permanent in the world. This is the theme of the poem. Right? So I am starting with the explanation of the poem. First we'll start the explanation. I will explain the text to you. Thereafter we will do the literary devices. Right? What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is the boy now means? This is these writers now, you'll ask them why he is writing what is the boy now. Clear? What is the boy now means what is his condition now. Clear? These writers now, they have a special right When we do something clear in a particular field, we achieve that particular right. And these writers, these poets, these authors, they have a special right that they can play with words. Right? Okay. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is his condition? Where is he? Right? Who has lost his ball? Lost his ball means lost his toy. His favorite toy. What is he to do? Means what he would do now. I saw it go merrily bouncing. I saw it means I saw the ball that it was going. Okay, when he had been losing it, I saw it actually. It was happily going. Means the people who go from our life, they go happily, and these are we only who repent after them. Right? Yes. There it is in the water. The ball, it has gone into the water. Means the belonging, the possession, as I told you. Here he is mentioning about his father. Clear? He lost his father at the age of 11. So he got lost into the earth. The water, actually it is the part of the earth only. Right? So he lost his father. As the boy, he lost his toy or ball. Right? No use to say, oh, there are other balls. Means if we offer them other balls, if we buy him other balls, it will be of no use. Because we can buy, or the author is saying that he can buy other balls, a new toy for the child, but it will be of no use. Because the sense of belongingness, the attachment, the love with the favorite toy, it will not be developed. Right? We can buy a new thing for him, but we cannot buy the sense of attachment. Right? Yes. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy. Means he will be always in that shaking grief. Shaking means extreme sorrow. Shaking means extreme. Grief means sorrow. Fixes the boy. Clear? It has captured the boy. The boy is in grief. He is very sad. Sorrow as his ball has been lost. As he stands rigid, trembling, staring down. All his young days into the harbor, where his ball went. Means he stands rigid. He is not moving. See, here rigid means very cold. Still, without any emotion. When we lose something, when we lose our loved ones, right? When we lose something to which we are very attached, we become very cold. Rigid means one who is not moving. Moving means not like that he is standing there only and he is not means going forward or coming back. It means he is not moving emotionally. Right? Nothing can change his mind. Nothing can change his emotions. Right? Rigid, trembling. Trembling means shaking due to sadness. Staring down. Staring means continuously looking at something. All his young days into the harbor where his ball went. And he just spent his whole childhood looking towards that harbor. Harbor means where ships are. They stop or they take a pause. Okay, we can say like bus stand is there, a kind of ship stand is there. Right? So, what he is saying, he lost his whole childhood looking at the harbor where his ball got lost or where it drowned, we can say. Clear or not clear? Any doubt till now? Okay.
Ma'am, एक बार second line repeat सुना दीजिए क्या था मैसेज.
Speak in English.
Please explain second line again.
Yes. What he is to do means what he will do now. Okay. I saw it go means I saw the ball when it was going, or when he had been losing his ball. I saw that scene. Clear? Okay. Where we were? Okay. Where his ball went. Right? I would not intrude on him. Intrude means I would not. Intrude means to enter with force into someone's life or into someone's house. I would not. interfere or to enter forcefully somewhere, either into someone's life or in some situation or into someone's house. That is called intrude, to intrude, right? So the writer, the poet is saying here, I would not intrude on him a dime another ball. Means whatever situation, in whatever situation he is, I will not interfere, because I want to make him strong. I want that he should come out of his own from that particular situation. Right? So here it is written a dime another ball. A dime means a currency. It is given in the meanings also, US currency. Right? So the writer is saying that I can give him money so that he could buy a new ball, but I don't want to interfere. Right? I don't want to make him weak. Plus, one more reason is there that particular money or that new toy would not give him the same satisfaction, would not give him the same feeling which he had been feeling with that particular old one. Clear or not clear? Okay. Now he senses first responsibility in a world of possessions. Means first sense of responsibility. What is our first sense of responsibility? First sense, this is very important question which is often asked. But what does the writer mean by first sense of responsibility? First sense of responsibility means that we should take care of our belongings. That is called sense of responsibility. Right? So here the writer is saying now he senses first responsibility. Clear? In a world of possessions. We have many possessions. Clear? Living, non-living. And we should know, we should understand, we should learn how to take care of those possessions, how to take care of our relationships. We should learn these things. Only then we can survive. Right? So here the writer is saying, I will not intrude. I will not interfere into his situation. Rather, I want he should learn at his own what is his first responsibility. He should learn how to take care of the things. Right? This happens with us also. Sometimes parents say, if you have lost something, I will not buy a new one for you. Then you take care of things, means you become very religious for that particular thing. Right? So similarly, the writer here is giving a lesson to us also. To the young generation also. To the teenagers also. Clear? Okay? People will take balls. Balls will be lost always, little boy. Okay? People will take balls means they'll give you many options. Right? And balls will be lost always. Right? And these things, these possessions, they'll lost also. In life, in future also it will happen. And no one buys a ball back. But no one can give you that particular thing which you lose once. Clear? We can have a much better thing than that. We can have a similar thing like that. But the feelings, the attachment, okay, the sense of belongingness which we have with a particular thing, that cannot match with another one. Right? Because everything, every human being has some special quality. Everyone is different. No two individuals are same on the earth. Right? So money is external. Very important. Money is external. Explain this line or explain this phrase. What does this mean by money is external? Means with money you can buy the external happiness. You can buy a car, you can own a house, okay? You can buy all the luxuries of life with money. But internal happiness, that love, okay, that attachment, money cannot buy for you. Right? This means that money is external. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes. The epistemology of loss. How to stand up. Means money is external. This line is over here. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes. The child, he is learning after losing that ball or after losing his possession, his belongings. He is learning that behind his desperate means hopeless. Clear? Having no hope. Clear? He is learning the epistemology. Epistemology means when we have the knowledge of that particular thing, when we come to know what is the reality behind that particular thing. Okay? So behind his eyes he knows what is the loss. What is the loss? When we lose something, how is that feeling? Right? How to stand up. And he is learning how to stand up. Okay? How to cope up. Clear? Knowing that every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. Clear? He knows that we all learn how to stand up. Stand up means how to come back to life. Right? And most know many days how to stand up. And sometimes people, they take many days to come back to life. But we have to come back to life. Right? We should not be like that. If we have lost some particular thing, that means life is over. No. Clear? Sometimes it takes time depending on the thing we have lost. Sometimes we lose our loved ones. Right? They go into another world. Right? It takes time depending upon the importance of that particular thing in our life. But it should not be there. If that particular thing has lost, we should also become depressed or unhappy, or we should also affect other people which are around us. Clear or not clear? So this is the poem all about. This was its literal as well as metaphorical meaning. Clear? Ball here symbolizes so many things. For a child, favorite toy. For the writer, his father actually, or his loved ones. Okay? Or if we talk in general for readers, it is, these are the belongings or our possessions. Clear? Please go through the text. If any doubt, ask. Thereafter we shall discuss literary devices. Yes, is there any doubt in the explanation or meaning of the text? Okay. So let us start with the poetic devices. First we will discuss rhyme scheme. So we can see from all the ending words that the tone of the words, it is not matching. So we will call it a free verse. Right? Or we can also say that it has no rhyme scheme. Note it down, everyone. Clear? Next is we have anaphora. So many times we have discussed what is anaphora. Anaphora is when in continuous lines the first word it is same. Clear? So here in first two lines we have what word? Clear? So we have anaphora here, and third and fourth line we have merrily, merrily. In line 1 and 2 and we have merrily, in line 3 and 4. Clear? Next we have metaphor. So I told you कि ball here is used as a metaphor. Ball, it is used for possessions or belongings. Clear? This is also symbolism here. It is metaphor as well as symbolism here. Clear? So a question based on symbolism can also be asked in the exams, that how ball is significant. Clear? Or how the writer has used symbolism in the poem. So you can explain it very well. We have done in the explanation also that this ball, it symbolizes so many things. It has been compared to so many things in the poem. Okay, from different perspective, when, or from the point of view of a different person of different age group, when he is in a different situation, so ball is for different thing. Clear? It signifies different thing every time. Then we have alliteration. At so many places, alliteration is okay. So we had been discussing alliteration over there. So it is who has in the very first line. Who has. So here it is her sound and her sound. Clear? So you have alliteration over here. Then comes here buys a ball back. Where is the line?
Fifth last.
Bottom says
Fifth line.
From the bottom.
Okay, from downside it is fifth line. Right? And no one buys a ball back. Clear? And we have man must. Plus most many. In the second last line, man must and most and many days. Please tell me.
Most
Most
no many days.
Most
No many days.
no many.
And no PM.
Okay. KNOW. Most no many. Right? Thereafter we have personification here. Can anyone tell me where it is? Merrily bouncing. Personification is when any humane quality is given to the non-living things. So for the ball we have, or the writer has given merrily. That means happily. So how a ball can be happy? How a toy can be happy? Right? So that's why we have personification here. Yes. The next one is enjambment. Enjambment is when a single sentence is continued in the next line also. It can be in 2 lines or more than 2 lines without any pause. Right? That is called enjambment. So here we have enjambment. Second line also, I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over. Okay, so it is in first line, second line and third line. Then we have an ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbour where his ball went. So all these 3-4 lines are the example of enjambment here. Then comes your next to next line. Now he senses first responsibility in a word of possessions. Enjambment. Clear? People will take balls. Balls will be lost always, little boy. Enjambment. Clear? He is learning. Okay, here we don't have. Then how to stand up knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. Clear? So here, whatever lines I read, we have enjambment here. Then comes your repetition. Repetition is when words are repeated. Clear? So repetition we have what, like in the first 2 lines, what, second line, what is repeated, what. Clear? Then balls and balls. From below it is 6th line I believe. Balls and balls. And how to stand up, it is also repeated. Clear? What? Balls. How to stand up.
where is it?
How to stand up is in last line.
No one was like, what is it?
What? What you are asking, please ask loudly.
Repetition.
Repetition we have here, na? What in second line it is repeated?
No ma'am, how to stand up repetition.
How to stand up, this phrase has been repeated. Clear? See, if a single phrase it is repeated many times in a poem, then that is called refrain. Right? But it is twice only. Clear? So this was all about your literary devices or poetic devices. Clear? Please go through all the devices once again and see if there is any doubt you can ask.